Here's kind of a final thought in all of this. If we get too focused on Babylon, if we get too focused on the evil in this world, we'll be robbed of the heart of celebration of the kingdom, and we'll be robbed of the ability to celebrate with God. And yes, while we're on earth, before he comes back, this evil kingdom is still functioning, but God's kingdom is functioning here too. And when we don't actively seek to change how we operate, what kingdom are you operating in? What way of being are you operating in? We lose our joy. We lose the ability to walk and celebrate. You know, one thing I love about God's kingdom is that he says that when we believe in Jesus, it wouldn't be over here. It wouldn't say it's over there. Oh, look, there's God's kingdom. But he says, my kingdom would be inside of you. That's what he says. He comes to make his home with us, God, when we believe in him. And what's amazing is that what happens is then when we follow his ways, we become like a pocket kingdom of celebration. Walking in the midst of Babylon, a pocket kingdom. Just like Jesus was. And people see that and they desire the celebration, the heart, the transformation that we have. They see it, it's changed, but it's meant to really be changed. Verse 8, it says, and his bride made herself ready. Then it says in verse 8, it was granted to her to clothe herself with fine linen, bright and pure, for the fine linen is the righteous deeds of the saints. The clothing of herself, she made herself ready. Are we making ourselves ready in this life? Are we willing to serve Jesus, to follow him with everything that we have so we can re-enter into the heart of celebration and the joy, the permanent joy that God would desire for us as we choose to live different, as we choose to live the way God says to live? Like, when was the last time we went to this book and really said, I want to change how I live. I want to discover the true way of living. Not the way I've been raised, not the way everybody else says to live, but the true way of living. Jesus said, if you abide in my word, you truly are my disciple, you're my follower. Then you will know truth, and the truth will set you free. Truth empowers you to live in a sense, in a pocket kingdom, in the way God calls us to live, in a transformed life, in the heart of celebration. Daniel, in the book of Daniel, if you want to understand the book of Revelation, you need to understand the book of Daniel. They cross. They're both written in that apocalyptic literature type form. But Daniel was actually a person that existed when the empire of Babylon chose to exile Jerusalem, or exile Judah. And so they come in and they take half the people. And this is under the rulership of King Nebuchadnezzar. They take them half the people. And Daniel is one of the people that's taken because he's smart, he's educated. And he goes in and he actually thrives in the midst of Babylon because he follows God's ways, but he never once compromised. He loved the people around him, he served the king well, but he didn't compromise, and he followed God's ways. He maintained, in a sense, that heart of celebration. See, when we live in our lives and we love people and we serve Jesus and we refuse to compromise, the joy that we're meant to have remains. It isn't shaken. Jesus said in John 16:33, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. But in this world you may have trouble. You will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. See, God wants to dethrone Babylon's power in your personal world too. He wants to change your life so that you can catch his heart and walk in the celebration of heaven, the same celebration, same heart that he has. But we need to stop serving Babylon. We need to stop following the ways of this world and start following Jesus and start actively seeking him. Maybe you need to get your eyes off the evil in this world and get them onto Jesus. Maybe you need to leave here and say, for once in my life, I'm going to start going into this word and understanding this isn't just a book written to people. It's meant to show me how to live, meant to change how I live, and I'm going to discover.